Hello and welcome to our third RE lesson of this unit. So today we are going to be seeing if, as a theologian, can I understand how belief in karma affects how a Hindu lives. So last time we looked at how belief in karma affects how a Buddhist lives. So now we're going to look at how it affects how a Hindu lives. So what do Hindus believe? Many Hindus believe life is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, with our actions in this life, our karma, affecting our future incarnations. So kindness leads to good karma, while selfishness leads to bad karma. This is similar to the Buddhist belief in karma. So the better, the more good you are in one life leads to a better next life. If you have a bad life, it leads to bad karma and a bad following life. Okay, so I'm going to put a video on for us, and I'm going to pause it at the point that it says here. And this is from the point of view of two Hindus talking about their beliefs.
Hindus believe life is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and every action we make has an effect. This action is called karma. Karma can be good or bad. We get good karma if we're kind, but bad karma if we're selfish. This good or bad karma impacts how I will live in my next life on earth. If I'm really good, I hope to be freed from the cycle of rebirth.
The actual process of that going round and round, you may actually alter your state, or physical state, but your spiritual matter remains the same. So you may be a human being, you may be an insect, you may be an animal, you may be a tree, and it goes all the way until you have learned what you wanted to learn and you asked to learn from God.
The cycle of life is not a simple idea. Karma works in many ways, and the soul might be reincarnated thousands of times. Vraj loves drawing and has drawn a picture to show his understanding of karma.
Here is a cycle of rebirth of bad karma. You start off with a baby, then you turn into a child, then you turn into an adult, then an elderly, and then you would go around again. And if God thinks that you've not been a very well-behaved person, then you would be turned into an animal. And on this one, it's the opposite. This one's good karma. It's same. And if God thinks you've been a really good person, you turn back into a baby.
There is an end to the cycle of death and rebirth. It's called moksha. It's reached by always trying to be the best we can be.
That is the core of them being the Hindu person, because they put it into practice every day of their life.
If you get to moksha, you'd be one with God and you feel really good. It just tells me that I should always do good and I'll improve and my next life will be better.
Okay, so what we found out there is that the soul may be reincarnated thousands of times. If you live a good life and receive good karma, you'll be reborn as a baby, so you'll come back as a human. If you don't live a good life, you get bad karma and you'll be reborn as an animal or a tree or something else. So the end of the cycle, they pronounced it, I think, as moksha, which can be reached if you live the best life you possibly can. This makes you at one with God and sets you free from having to be reborn on this earth again. Okay, so the belief in death. Believing in reincarnation affects how Hindus think about death. Bodies are burnt after death to symbolize the quick release of the soul to begin its next life. I'm going to play the rest of the video now to the end. I want you to watch it and to see if you can answer the questions. Why do Hindus scatter ashes in a river? And why does it not matter which river the ashes are scattered in?
The cycle of rebirth affects how we think about death. After death, most Hindus are cremated. This symbolizes the quick release of the soul to begin its next life. Traditionally, ashes are scattered in a river, like the River Soar in Leicester. I think it's special being here as we in Hinduism believe that a river flows and so do our lives. So we have our ashes sprinkled into this water because we Hindus want our lives to flow on. Hemang is a Hindu priest and he helps families after the death of a loved one. Why is it important that we return to a river after death?
We believe that river is the life source of our life because majority of our body is made of water. So we give ashes and final essence to the water. That's why we come to a river.
As a priest, what do you enjoy most about bringing families here?
It's a big grief, and I'm finding that my job helps them a little bit towards understanding that they have not died, but they have passed away. There is a big difference. They will get a new life. So we believe that death is a new beginning.
In India, Hindus traditionally scattered ashes in the river Ganges, but there are many rivers outside of India that can be used as well.
All our rivers are equally sacred. That's the general idea of the faith, that all rivers are created equal in the eyes of God. And we have a mantra to prove that as well. Akashat patitam toyam yatha gacchati sagaram. All rivers merge eventually in one connection.
Just as a person puts on new clothes and gets rid of the older ones, the soul also takes on new bodies according to its karma.
Okay, so I asked, why do Hindus scatter ashes in a river, and why does it not matter which river the ashes are scattered in? So pause if you haven't had a chance to think about that. If you have, then let's move on. So, as our bodies are mostly water, Hindus scatter the ashes in a river after death. Death is a new beginning for the soul of their loved one. In India, Hindus traditionally scatter ashes in the river Ganges. All rivers are created equal in the eyes of God, and they all merge eventually into the ocean. This is why it doesn't matter where you put the ashes, because they're all going to end up in the same place. After death, the soul takes a new body according to its karma. So your task today, so life cycle 1 will be bronze. So you're going to draw your own circle of life diagram like the boy did in the video, and I'll show you that again in a moment, showing key moments such as birth, learning to walk, going to school, getting a job, getting married, becoming a parent, retiring, dying, anything you want to put in there. And what I would like you to do is to make a note about ways that people could gather good karma at each stage. What could they do? Could they help somebody cross the road? Could they give money to charity? Could they teach somebody something? What good things could they do to gather good karma? So that would be bronze, and then silver, adding the notes in. Gold will be to do the life cycle 1, but then to draw a second life cycle where you have had good karma, so you are reborn as a baby, but your second life is even better and you have amazing things happen for you. So maybe you have like an amazing job, or you get born into a fantastic, you get to live in a beautiful forest or something. So how does the good karma from your previous life affect your second life? So just to show you, to remind you what I mean by a life cycle. Oh, sorry, just a moment, try and get rid of that. Let's take the video back. We're not going to watch the actual video, but hopefully I'll be able to show you. So here is, if we just watch a tiny bit to show.
Opposite, this one's good karma. It's same, and if God thinks you've been a really good person, you turn back into a baby.
Okay, so this is the life cycle that I want you to draw. This is life cycle 1, but you're going to add in a few more points to it. This one's a very simple one. I would like you to add in for me different stages of your life. So the getting married, getting a job, whatever you choose to put in there. And then silver, add in what you could do at each stage to generate good karma for yourself. gold, then draw a second life cycle diagram. And on the second one, I would like you to put in, how is your life so much better? How is that person's life so much better due to the good karma they generated in their previous life? And I really look forward to seeing what you come up with.